Today, we were told that Joyland will be reopening in 2023, just under new ownership. Matt Dawson's impact was far-reaching, and that was something that was clear this afternoon at Cook's Garage, with over 1,000 people showing up. These two stores were definitely popular today, with those people getting those last-minute tickets for this historic drawing tonight. And at Friendship ISD, all staff members are equipped with one of these badges. If you click the button 3 times, it's going to alert campus administration and security to come help in that incident. But if you continuously click it, then it's going to put the whole campus on lockdown. The light will come on in your car if your tire pressure is off, so you should fill them up when that comes on. Another thing you can check is the tread of your tire, which you can do with a penny, and you just stick it in the groove of your tire. And if you could see the top of Lincoln's head, it's probably time to replace them. Well, you know what, Sasha? It's definitely dark right now. We beat the sun, so it's not really bright and early yet, but it's early. Despite Israeli leaders vowing to do all they can to keep civilians out of the crossfire, the Biden administration says they need to do more. This session, lawmakers at the Texas Capitol are rallying around pay raises for our public school teachers. But there isn't any momentum for the other people who keep our schools running. We had the day off of the winds.
Yeah, we're gonna pay for it Thursday, though.
It's all coming back. It's coming back to bite you.
That's how it does here in West Texas.
Gotta love it. Don't bite the dust, though. Reithofer and his crew spent 3 days building all the rides and making sure they all passed safety inspections with flying colors ahead of the big debut. And I can confirm, just like the one behind me, all 40 rides are now in full swing. And right behind me, I'm gonna step out of the way, but you can see a little bit of the work that's being done right now. And when it's completely finished, Loop 88 will stretch west from Highway 84 in Slayton and wrap around to the city to connect to 84 in Shallowater. Sasha, $100,000 per month is what Judge Parrish tells me Lubbock County pays to have its autopsies outsourced. That's why Parrish was so excited to see so many people vote in favor of this measure, saying it not only will save a lot of money in the long run, but it also will save a lot of time having it right here in our own backyard. Terry, Matt, while we're not seeing much ice on the roads at the moment, it's only a matter of time before that precipitation happens again and we see those freezing conditions coming back overnight. Hey, Terry and Matt, right now we're seeing some light rain that doesn't quite seem to be frozen up yet, but we are below freezing, both the temperature in the air and on the ground, so the moisture should be freezing upon contact here pretty shortly. Of course, it could be in the form of black ice, which we can't see, so drive extra slow if you do have to drive tonight. Lubbock Fire Rescue sent its first drone up in the sky back in 2017. Since then, they've used the device while responding to numerous calls throughout the city. Although each of the department's drones costs upwards of $4,000, the firefighters I spoke to say it's worth every penny.
Sorry, there's a call.
Even as we were trying to bring you this story, it's clear that the work of our firefighters never stops. While out on a call, sometimes they need some extra help.
We're always looking to change, looking to make our job a little better, hopefully a little safer. We look at technology, of course, in this day and age, and that's one technology that we've been able to take advantage of.
Lubbock firefighters have a fleet of drones that they say takes them to new heights.
Before, of course, you pull up to a scene and you see the one side of the structure that you're facing. You have to do a 360, a walk around, which takes time. With the drones, you can get things up in the air and you have that constant overview of the entire scene that gives you that one extra tool.
These specialized drones serve as an essential eye in the sky.
They may be able to determine what other resources they may need or give them some other aspect of the incident that they would not otherwise see on scene.
We can see that aerial view of what's going on, what exactly is burning.
This is LFR's video from the 2-alarm fire at Shearer's Foods back in May. Delgado says even the billowing smoke can't stop the drone.
We can also add the infrared thermal imaging aspect of the camera too. So then we can pick up on those heat signatures of where exactly the fire is located or where it's possibly going to spread.
Ball says the ability to see the condition of a roof without having to send firefighters to the top of one is a huge advantage.
Not too long ago, a captain of mine had a near miss. We got on a roof. We didn't understand where the fire was at the time and had a close call. He almost went through the roof. With the drone technology, we can get that drone up there with the thermal. We can get those hot spots. We know exactly where to be. We can tell people if they need to be on the roof, avoid this area. The drone's got it taken care of, and that's the big thing right there, is it's the pre-warning.
In addition to keeping first responders out of harm's way, This thermal technology can also save people and animals stuck on what could be the worst day of their lives.
The efforts that we use this technology is the extra service that we can provide to victims, to the public. It's one more thing that we've taken on because we see the benefits of it.
I came in to find my dad on the floor, bleeding out of the back of his head. I didn't know at that moment how much.
Renee Acker's 91-year-old father had collapsed. Blood splattered everywhere. She says she called 911 several times, even from different phones, but could never get through to a dispatcher.
I never in my life thought that when you called for help, there wouldn't be anybody.
Acker ran over to her neighbors for help. One neighbor called in and was able to get through to the non-emergency line.
I didn't think that the amounts of blood that were spewing out of the back of my dad's head was non-emergent.
Luckily, her father wore a medical alert necklace, and pressing that button sent help their way. But that was over 15 minutes after the scary fall.
They tell me, make sure you keep pressure on the back of that head with a dry towel. Well, we soaked 5 towels.
In 2022, more than 30,000 of the 183,000 total 911 calls answered by LPD were abandoned. That means the caller hangs up before the call is answered. In a recent statement, Lubbock Mayor Trey Payne says the city's 911 dispatch issue should be improving, not getting worse. Last summer, the Lubbock City Council gave LPD nearly $7.5 million, funds that Mayor Payne says should have been, quote, effectively used to address the 911 issue. We've reached out to LPD about these concerns, but we haven't heard back just yet. Acker says if it weren't for her father's medical alert device, he may not still be here with us today.
That's not something that we are dependent on the taxpayers for. We pay for that out of our pocket. We're fortunate to be able to do that.
Acker wants to make sure something is being done to keep this from happening again.
This is real. This happened to us, and it was extremely scary. I haven't had peace about it because I don't know what our next step is. I don't know who to call. I don't know who can help. How do we handle this? We have to do better. Lubbock has to do better.
We couldn't tell, is this the leg? Is this the tail? Is this an ear? What is this?
It was just like finding a needle in a haystack.
I've never seen anything like this.
Hard to believe that this is actually a dog that was spotted in a South Lubbock cornfield.
There was no way I could pick him up because he was so covered.
Thankfully, the South Plains SPCA came to the rescue, telling us it's the worst case of dog neglect it's ever seen.
We usually can shave them and get them to where they look somewhat presentable, but in this case, there was no way.
Because his coat was so matted, he was named Matt. His fur covered in goat head stickers, and so thick that they found beetles, grass, and even a leash tangled deep in the mass that covered him.
His hair growth was about 5 years of matting and just awful, but he was probably seen in different places and overlooked. I don't see how he hasn't been seen roaming in the condition he was.
Vets had to sedate Matt and shaved off 3 pounds worth of filthy fur, taking some much-needed weight off of the 14-pound dog. A transformation that proves anything is possible. A makeover so good, it even left Matt speechless.
I would have never thought underneath all of that hair that this beautiful, gorgeous looking dog would be under all of that.
Vets believe Matt is around 6 years old. He's badly bruised from how tight the fur was on his skin. On top of that, he's being treated for anemia and eye infections. His path to recovery will be rough, but luckily, he's in good hands with Miss Houston, who has fostered over 500 dogs in 5 years.
He went for his very first walk without his bulk of hair, probably in 5 years. And his little bottom was just going back and forth, his tail was wagging, and he was so happy.
Once this good boy is fully healed and vetted, he'll be up for adoption and ready to embark on his new journey to a forever home.
This is my stress reliever right here. And I love doing it, and I will probably do it for as long as I possibly can.
And hopefully out your window, maybe some of you can see those fireworks literally going on as we speak. Well, the saying goes, records are made to be broken. But tonight over in East Texas, we find out about a record that may stand for a long time. Yeah, those Red Raiders did not let it rain on their parade. It really, you know, it was raining, but they still graduated and had some fun.
They did not.
This weather has certainly taken a turn for the worse, even knocking out some power for us tonight. Now, Susie Werner is celebrating her 96th birthday this weekend at her local senior center, where she's not just a member, she's an instructor. She's taught line dancing at the Moreno Valley Senior Center for more than 2 decades, 3 times a week too. Windy, but could be warm. Windy
ladies,
and warm, the W's.
Yeah, ladies, use that extra glue on those lashes this week.
You get free bronzer on the dust too.
There you go. There you go.